Hey guys, Jeff Megagears here, back again with another Nintendo Switch video, and I just went to the Washington DC event for the Nintendo Switch, and one of the first things we did when we got there, we waited in line, and we got our wristbands. I got a blue wristband right here on, my wrist, and then after that, we had to wait. I was the 3 o'clock time, and I got there at 2:45. I waited another line just to get inside, and then we waited another line to get to the other part of the room. Once I actually got in the room, there were like sections off in every single place. There were sections for every single game, and a lot of the footage I had that mostly wasn't recorded because it required me to use two hands, and I really didn't have someone there to help me record. My dad was kind of helpful in a way when he, took over the camera for a little while, but this is most of what I had was really destroyed footage when playing all the games. And one of the first things that really surprised me was how light the device was. The device was incredibly stupid light. It was attached to a metal little cable, so I don't really know how truly light it was, but just by holding it, the weight was so well distributed that it felt perfect in your hands. Actually, this might be the way I'll play it all the time, in undocked mode, because when playing in docked mode, it's just it's a little unimpressive. It's a little unimpressive to see it. It's just sharper. It's really sharper when you just have it undocked. Actually, now the Joy-Cons themselves, I got to play them in every way possible. Disattached, sideways, with the Joy grips, every form. I got to feel the rumble. I got to play like Legend of Zelda. I got to play Mario Kart. I got to play ARMS. I got to play Disgaea. I got to play Sonic Mania. I got to play a couple other games. I can't remember. It was Puyo Puyo Tetris, one of the games they had there. Only a few of them I actually got to record because I just wanted to sit down and enjoy the Switch itself. The first thing you'll see about the device is how small it is. Like, if you hold it in your hand, it's incredibly small. Like, a video can't justify how small the device really is. You're just gonna have to hold it for yourself. When I took out the Joy-Con and I used it sideways for the first time, it has a click. It has such a short distance when you move the analogs. Not a huge distance if you want to play, like, I don't know, a Call of Duty game or a first-person shooter. So there's not a huge travel distance when it comes to the analogs themselves. Although the buttons for the directional pad, at least the left side, I felt were really clicky. They were clicky. I think that was just to substitute for the fact that they didn't have a real, actual D-pad. When I was pressing it, it was really interesting, while the other side of the right Joy-Con was, mushy, and how a regular button would feel like if you were just to press it. Let's think of another thing. The Joy grips, right? When I think they're called Joy grips, I don't remember that well, but the Joy grips are really comfortable. It's really light, and it's actually very sturdy. It's not so light that you're like, oh my god, it feels like a cheap PS3 controller. No, it's like sturdy but comfortable light. It's fantastic to use. That's probably the number one way I'm going to actually use the Switch with those Joy grips. I don't even feel like I want to get a Pro controller, although I did use the Pro controller. It was a lot more than I was expecting. I saw the controllers themselves, and it looks so thin from the handles that I didn't really think it'd be comfortable to hold. But it feels exactly like a Xbox One type controller, or maybe more like a PS4 controller, but with the analogs being positioned in different ways. The triggers were not analog, by the way. They were just buttons, and the L and R buttons were nice and clicky. The buttons themselves were really big and they were really spaced out. They felt really nice to click. Of course, the D-pad was just perfect. It felt like something you'd find on a DS D-pad. If you've ever felt one of those soft touch, kind of feel. You just have to. If you have a DS, you'll know what I mean, right? Now let's talk about some of the games that I got to play. ARMS was one of those interesting first-party IPs where me and my dad were struggling to actually play the game for the first time because I was explaining to him how it actually worked. The motion controls on it are reasonably okay if you want to play like that, but I'm not going to. I am, and I might actually pick it up. If that is an option for me, I might pick it up, but it doesn't seem like something I really want to spend my money on, especially for 4 characters and a couple maps. It doesn't seem worth it, at least yet. We don't actually know much about that game. It might be a possibility that there is more than just 4 characters, and that was the Mummy. I got to use that. I got to use Springman, Spring Girl, Ninja, the Ninja guy, whatever his name is, and I got to use the Robot Girl. I don't remember their names, but you'll see what I'm talking about if I put a picture. And when I was, I showed my dad how to use it. We were finally comfortably playing. It was legitimate fun. It was actually legitimate fun to just hit or punch, kind of like a Punch Out on the Wii in a way. It was fun. It was really, really fun to try out this new IP. If it had more characters, if it had tournament modes or like online and what else? Like an arcade mode with story. That would be really, really good. That would be a $60 game in my book. Another thing I got to play was Mario Kart Deluxe. I was on a little plane type thing, and I was sitting down, and it was just me and my dad, and it was so simple that even he could understand how to do it. It was just pressing one button and it would run, and he understood that completely fine. And with the assist thing, it actually worked really well for him because it helped him actually finish the race for one, and actually compete with me a little bit. When it comes to using the Joy-Con sideways when I was playing Mario Kart, if you don't have the straps, it is uncomfortable to press L and R. It is absolutely uncomfortable to press L and R. You have to concave your finger so much just to press that L and R button that it puts strain on your pointer finger. It's just, if you're going to play that way with the sideways Joy-Con, you're going to have to carry the straps. Thankfully, they come with the console, but if you're gonna have to play like that, please bring the straps. Those things, it's just uncomfortable to play without the straps. There's actually no legitimate difference when switching, sides, because the Joy-Cons themselves are mirrored. When you give someone else a Joy-Con, I used both just to see, if it felt any different, if it, changed at all. It was pretty much the same thing. My fingers were really close together. If you have to play that way, and you just don't want to, cash out or carry an extra controller, that is a great alternative. It is really good to just play like that and not having to bring two controllers with you. Um, Another thing, what was it? Oh, the rumble. It is so strange. It is absolutely strange how ridiculously, you know, like I was playing a little bit of 1-2 Switch on one of the booths, and I got to. It was this little game where you grab the Joy-Con and you guess how many marbles there are. Unfortunately, I don't have footage for that, but it did feel like there were actual things moving inside of it. I'm not gonna say it was like wow, super amazing or anything, but it was really cool. And I do want to see Nintendo, try this HD Rumble with other games. Like, I don't know, maybe Splatoon, where the HD Rumble tells you where you're getting shot at. Also, speaking of Splatoon, that is one of the other games I got to play there, Splatoon 2. I do have some footage of that. The lady there was nice enough to actually record for me. And that really has to be played without the TV. It's just better without the TV. It's just with the Joy-Cons attached to the Switch itself, it just felt comfortable. It felt easy. It felt like something I would actually take and just play Splatoon with someone else. It was really good. Because of the short travel distance of the analog sticks on the Switch, on the Joy-Cons, it felt really good to move around, look around. Another thing about those analogs, by the way, is that they click. When you move it around, the analog. Wait, did I already say that? I'm pretty sure I'm not. I didn't, but I'm just gonna repeat it for this. That the analogs actually click when you move them around. They have that like Neo Geo color type click, or like if you've ever played one of those what's it called, those fighting pads that just have that nice clicky tactile move when you move it around. It's actually really good. I can see it being used for Street Fighter. What was it? Street Fighter 2 Ultimate, whatever that was. I didn't actually bother playing that game. I was going to, but I had my eyes set on Legend of Zelda. Speaking of Legend of Zelda, it's legitimately just perfect. It's a perfect game. You should buy it. Don't worry about it. No, I'm just kidding. But I did get to play it only for a couple minutes, and then I gave it off to someone else. What can I say about Legend of Zelda? It was beautiful. Beautiful in the sense that it is a beautiful portable game. A game you can take anywhere and have an adventure. It's absolutely gorgeous. I wish I recorded that, because the experience I had playing it on the Switch was just like memorable. I probably won't ever forget how good it really looked. Not only on the TV, but on the Switch itself. On the Switch itself, it just looked sharp. It just looked so sharp. It exceeded my expectations. People were talking about how beautiful the display on the Switch was. They were right. It was great. Like, you just have to see it for yourself. It's just fantastic. Now let me think. I did get to play this game called Disgaea, which is a turn-based type game. During that time, I didn't record me playing it, but I did record me using the Joy-Con grips for it, which I'll show. I probably already showed you. That game was, it was one of those games, if you really care about turn-based battles like Fire Emblem, that's the thing for you. Like, if you want to play, I think that's an indie title. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it felt just like an indie title, like something. I wouldn't say shovelware. It's not shovelware. It looks like a legitimate fun game if you're into that, but it's whatever. I did play it because it was like the last 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, I really want to try those joy grips or joy grips. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Joy grips. Joy grips. Um, Before I played this Gaia, I did get to play Sonic Mania, and Sonic Mania. I had a little trouble with Sonic Mania when I was sitting down in the booth. The TV would. The guy, I grabbed the Nintendo Switch, and when I put it down, it wouldn't show up on the TV. It took a couple times, lifted it up, back and down to actually get it to work. Maybe it was just I don't know what happened there. Who knows? It could have been the dock. It could have been the TV. It could have been a cable. It could have been anything. I can't really tell you, but there was a little bit of complications. When it comes to Sonic Mania, though, it was fun. It was really fun. If it's like $20, I'll pick it up. It's one of those really really fun small titles, by Sega. Sega understanding that most Sonic fans just want the classics, and that's really all they need. Now, let me think. The entire experience of using the Switch, it was surreal. Like, I didn't expect it to be that light. I didn't expect the Joy Cons to feel like that. If you ever have an event near you, it's just worth it just to go, just to feel what the device feels like. Even if you don't get to play, Legend of Zelda, even if you don't get to play Mario Kart, even if you don't get to play Splatoon, it's just worth it just to see it, just to actually touch it. Um, I'm glad I went to that event. All the goodies I got was it was a little sprinkle on top. The cookies, the stupid M&Ms, the pins, and all that stupid stuff. That was okay. It was just little sprinkles, but that's not why I went there. I'm glad I did go there, and uh, other than that, it was a great experience overall. I'm really excited for the Nintendo Switch. I'm excited for this device. I'm just excited to see what is next. Anyways, guys, on that note, thanks for watching. Jeff Megagears out.